Jump into some classic information we stumbled upon, doing our studies. Got to stay in the library. Method Man recalled landing a feature on Tupac's song unknowingly and says Biggie never mentioned it. Big wasn't that type of dude. You got different types of dude. Now, Pac, he wasn't having that. You had any association, affiliation, and if you got on record with anybody he had a problem with, and he probably physically seen you after that, it might have been violent. That's how Pac was on it. You know what I'm saying? But Method Man, he records and he tells you how this took place, and it's a record called Got My Mind Made Up, and it's on Tupac's final album. And I heard it too. When I heard it too, I was like, oh shit, I never even knew about that. You know what I'm saying? I got put onto that record later on in life. But he said that he was collaborating with the Dog Pound. You know what I'm saying? He said it was 96, and it was he said he didn't know he was gonna be on Tupac record. You know what I'm saying? He said he was out there at Dad's crib. You know what I'm saying? They was working on music along with the Lady of Rage, who was on the record that he was on. You know what I'm saying? It was Redman, Inspector Deck, Lady of Rage, and Method Man on this record. And later on, her verse gets pulled and Pac's verse gets put on there. You know what I'm saying? That's how that came and took place. And he said that you know what I'm saying, when Big found out, he was like, it wasn't nothing. Big never mentioned it or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said I forgot I even gave him the record when he left LA and shit like that. But he said his own words, he said, but then there was a relationship I had with Big. Me and Big was cool. And Big was such a cool motherfucker, he never mentioned that shit. Method Man referring to the late Notorious Big, you know what I'm saying? I never even said nothing about it. Seeing him many times after the record, and all because he knew it was just music. At that point in time, nobody knew what the process was that me and Redman did that song for Dog Pound album, but it was submitted for Tupac's album, and he put his verse on it, and the rest was history. So I'm going to say this too. Everybody thought Pac hated the whole East Coast. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said it wasn't an East Coast and West Coast thing. That was personal people. Because look at that. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. He was recording records with people from the East Coast during that time while he was alive. You know what I'm saying? So that was just a dope story I seen. I said I'm bringing that to my platform. Let people know about that. How dope. Rest in peace, the King of New York. You know what I'm saying? One of the top 3 artists ever to come out of rap. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he ain't stressed that. He wasn't tripping. He knew that shit wasn't about nothing. Like, nigga, it ain't about nothing. So shout out to Big, shout out to Meth for sharing that, because a lot of people probably wondered how he got on that song and how he was still cool with Big and on Big album and all that. All right, we gonna bring it around this way too. Shit getting crazy. I don't know how true it is, but a lot of people are saying that it's a low amount of support for Duck in these courts. When I mean a low amount of support, I was reading things and hearing things on social media saying nobody at all. I don't know how true it is or not, was not showing up for his court appearances. Just be him and his lawyer. But recently, FBG Duck, rest in peace to FBG Duck, FBG Duck's mother. The courts ruled in favor. The courts ruled in favor regarding her wrongful death lawsuit against Lil Durk, and for her son. And that's not good right now, because Durk is tied up with these murder for hires and all that. So they're gonna push further with this lawsuit, even if it was just a financial thing that he would have to deal with. That's still taking money away from his legal team to try to fight this shit that he going through with these murder for hires. So this is big breaking news right there. Mama Duck lawsuit just got pushed through, and they gonna wrongful death lawsuit against Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be It's going to be held up against him. So now his people going to have to fight that. You know what I'm saying? That the lawsuit could continue. And like I said, even if it's just a money thing, that's going to take away from his money to fight that case with that he got going on with the murder for hires and etc. Before we get out of here too, this was crazy. This was crazy. It's not popping up. It's not popping up, so we're not even gonna jack it like that. It wasn't nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. If y'all ain't got these, please get you some. If you ain't got these, please get you some. This is the case right here. It's the case. Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2s. Meta Ray-Ban Gen 2s. Make sure I get those. Get your Gen 2s, get your Gen 3, get whatever you want. You get the Gen 1s. This is the case to come with. That's your charging case. It stays in there, and also this case is you charge the case. So when you put your glasses back in your case, your glasses charge. You get the Gen 1s, Gen 2s, Gen 3s, because at this point in time, if you know about technology, you don't want to get certain things when they first come out. You see what I'm saying? So I just got the Gen 2s. They're up to Gen 3, and then they're up to, I forgot the new ones it's a new one that everything's visual in the lens. It's a different name for it. So they have that, they have the Gen 2s, and they have the Gen 1s, which means right now with all three of those, you probably got to wait for kinks to get worked out on a new joint. Kinks on here, worked out. Kinks on the ones, worked out. Mad ill. Pictures, videos, clarity, quality. Answer, respond to Texas calls, listen to your music. They got an app. Once you get the glasses, you get the app on your phone. You could take any pictures. Not even got to be pictures that you took with your glasses. You could take pictures that you already got in your phone, put it in the app, and create all kinds of dope images. So we got the fashion thing. Yo, I be in there going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So if you a content creator, you got a company, anything, Meta, Ray-Ban, Gen 2s. Get these babies. They are it. You can get the clear lens, you get the sunglasses, you get the transfer lens. They got all kinds of stuff, but it do mad stuff that we need to be doing with the pictures and the capturing the content. You can literally walk up to somebody and talk to them and video record it right with your glasses. So you can have them do a drop for you. You can have them do a quick interview. You know what I'm saying? You might want to they can hold up the product, take a picture. It's just ill. So we got those. So I said I'm going to bring them up to the show and we're going to talk about that. So, man, like I said, we here. CMF, we the best. CCTV. We just wanted to give y'all a quick rundown, something light. You know what I'm saying? Back for the new year. They out here wilding, man. They out here wilding. Shit is going crazy. And we going to stay on top of it. That's it for right now. Like, share, subscribe. Gonna get at y'all in a couple of clicks, man. Peace.